Hi and welcome. It's Carol from Crinkled Path Journals, and if you are here because of the Masterboard Madness collaboration that is hosted by Hazel and Aka Designs, I really wanted to welcome you, whether you are a long-time watcher of mine or you're brand new to my channel. I hope you really enjoy what we do today and that you'll come back and watch some more. And I really appreciate Hazel for looping me in to this amazing collaboration. And so I want to start by wishing her a very happy birthday month as we are coming to a close of this collaboration. I am the 30th collaborator in the mix, and she will be closing us out tomorrow on the 31st with her final masterboard for the collaboration. But actually, I really hope this collaboration doesn't end with this month. So if you make masterboards, or if you started trying to make masterboards because you were watching this collaboration, go ahead and use her hashtag and tag her so she can go see what you made. That's hashtag Masterboard Madness again, and her channel is Hazel and Aka Design. I will have a list of all the collaborators in my description box below. I know if you have watched any, you have seen the cute little calendar that Hazel made up with everybody's name on it, so that you knew what day they were going to be presenting. And I will put a link to Hazel's playlist where she tagged everybody's videos in order so that you could go back and see any that you missed, or you could just watch them all over a couple days and just really get the full spectrum of how versatile a masterboard can be. No matter your style, you can find a masterboard that's fun for you to make. Now, my experience with masterboards was basically storing scraps in a book. I would just randomly put scraps on a page, and then I would take my 12 by 12 scrapbook pages that had punch out frame, and I would glue those over the top. Now, we just moved recently, and I cannot for the life of me find that book to show you right now, but it is in one of my collaborations that I host, which is Sunday Snappy Snippets. I love that Hazel included masterboard newbies as well as masterboard experts and everyone in between. I definitely don't consider myself an expert in any way. I'm not exactly a brand new newbie to masterboards, but I don't do them as often as Hazel does. But I love watching her and listening to her do them. So if you don't know Hazel, you need to check out her channel. I say she is a blessing of wit and wisdom, and I think you'll find that when you watch her. So my take on the Masterboard Madness collaboration was I just packed up my entire craft room, all of my crafting supplies, and I thought I would challenge myself to possibly use some long stored, maybe we could call them stranded craft supplies. They've been sitting on my shelf and have gone underutilized. So I thought if I did a random draw and then went with what I drew to do my masterboards, then it would, I don't want to say force me, but it would give me that opportunity to get out some old supplies that I maybe haven't used in a while and put them to use again and see if I really still enjoy using them and if they should stay in my collection. You will have to wish me luck that I can actually find the things I draw. I still have a lot of boxes around me, so I will not keep the footage rolling while I'm hunting for these things once I do the draw. I'm gonna hold this up real quick so that you can see it and maybe get a screenshot if you'd like, and I'd love you to tell me, what did I miss? And then let me know if you do a masterboard using a draw from this list. I'd love for you to tag me so that I know to watch your video. Tag Hazel too using that Masterboard Madness hashtag. I wrote what's on the list on some popsicle sticks. I color coded the tops of the sticks. You need a substrate, or basically a base that you're putting everything on. You usually use some kind of mediums with a masterboard. Not necessarily, but I like to use some kind of medium. So I put all of my like paints and that kind of thing here. And then some kind of paper is essential too. And we love using up our paper scraps for Masterboard. And so I just put a bunch of paper that I have, and then also embellishments. And so what I'll be doing is drawing one of each of the paper, the substrate, the mediums, and two of the embellishments. And then I'm going to go find them, come back, and make 3 Masterboards. That's my goal. We'll see how I do, okay? And it'll be a surprise for you, and it'll be a surprise for me. So our first one is going to be deli paper. And for our medium, acrylic paint. And then for our paper, washi tape. And let's see, we need 2 embellishments. Background stamping and mark making. Okay, that's our first one. Now let's pick a second page. File folder. Distress ink. Newspaper. I haven't used much newspaper before. And 2 embellishments. Whoops. Fussy cuts and stickers. Oh, those kind of are the same, but we can make that work. All right, and one last page. Book page for the substrate. Fabric for the medium. Book text page. So we got 2 book pages there. Okay, and then 2 embellishments. Torn pages, or torn images and stencil. Texture paste or distress ink, it says on there. Okay, I'm gonna go find these things and I'm gonna push these back out of the way and let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm back. Time elapsed quite a bit actually, but I did manage to find everything that I needed eventually. All right, so for my first one, deli paper. If you have not used deli paper before, I really like it because if you've decoupaged a napkin, you can kind of use a similar technique with deli paper. If you do some kind of artwork like stamping or something on this, you can fussy cut it or you can tear it and then you can decoupage it onto your page. And some people don't feel very confident about stamping directly onto a page, and I always tell them, stamp on a piece of deli paper, and then if you like the image, just decoupage it on the page, because the deli paper is so thin that it will look like it's on the page after you decoupage it. That's my extra tip for today. Okay, I got my deli paper. I grabbed a couple of just some apple barrel acrylic paints in kind of some peachy pink colors. I don't know, just that's what struck me. And then washi tape was our paper. Well, washi is paper tape. And I do have some, I think this was from Temu or something. It's got doesn't make any sense writing on it. And I also thought I'd go ahead and grab just another washi tape too. This one isn't very papery though. It's more plasticky. I think this is one that was by Scotch brand. And so it's more like Scotch tape and not washi tape. So I'm not sure how I'm going to like that one. But I thought the colors kind of looked good. And this was kind of plain. So I went ahead and grabbed that. A background stamp ink, so stamp and ink. So I just grabbed my archival ink pad and I'm hoping it's not dried out. I have just a polka dot little circles stamp for the background stamping, and I grabbed my trusty Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in Cold Gray. I love these brush pens. They are India ink and I like them the best because they do not run if you use other watery mediums with them. Okay, so that's for my first one. So I'm going to go ahead and put these over here and sort them back into my thing in a second. And I'll show you what we did for the second one. I have file folder and I grabbed this green hanging file folder. And we can open it up and use it in its full size if we want. Then I have distress ink, and so I grabbed one of my trusty brushes to use with that. And then I have some newspaper. This newspaper, I believe, is from the late 50s or early 60s. I like the, the little price things on there. Let's see what else is on this. Yeah. Some catastrophic thing on the other side. So let's ignore that. We have enough bad news. So we'll maybe go with these price tag things here. I'm gonna cut those out. I thought I would grab some stickers and fussy cuts, and I think I have fussy cut something in here. Yeah, I have some of these flowers. Now, I'll be honest, these are not fussy cuts that I cut, although I do a lot of fussy cutting. This is for using up stuff that we want to use up, right? So these are something I got ages ago in Hobby Lobby. And so I thought I would just kind of play with some of those. And I'm not sure what colors I want, so I'm just going to set the whole pile up here. And then I've got these in with my Tim Holtz people. I have these childhood party stickers, and so maybe we pick colors based on the fact that most of these kids are wearing red, and so we'll use some of those. So maybe I'll see if I can coordinate a little bit with those or do something contrasting. Got my trusty painty sweatshirt on so I can get messy. And then the last one was book page, and I knew immediately what I wanted to do because I was fussy cutting this book and I got to some of these pages where I don't know, that the subject matter just maybe isn't something I would use as much, like mining. So I thought I'm just gonna use these as substrate and just cover up the pictures. And so I've got those book pages that I can use as my base. I grabbed some of my strawberry fabric because it's right here next to my desk. I plan to do strawberry journals, so I thought, why not go ahead and kind of focus one of the masterboards towards what I'm going to be working on in the future. That's 100% we make our own rules, so why not? And then I brought some other book text because this was our double book page thing. This one specified book text page, the other for the substrate did not. So I just grabbed some, I always have like Reader's Digest and novels and things that I pulled apart for the covers. So I thought I would just grab some of those pages. And then I have a little bit of this sewing from Creative Hands, sewing instructions. And so I thought that might be kind of fun. I grabbed a stencil. Let me find a darker color. It's just a real simple little floral. And I decided on grabbing my modeling paste or texture paste would work too. Or if you don't have that, go out to the garage and grab your spackle. And let's start with the deli paper one first. When I put the acrylic paint on, I'm going to use a scrape method with a hotel key card or a old credit card or something, gift card. I love doing that with acrylic paint because you can get it on very thin and you can then stamp on it or write on it, and it dries very, very quickly, so I won't have to wait so long between the steps. Haha, I didn't have to go too far. I love it. This is from the Oasis at Death Valley. So we have never stayed in the fancy accommodation there in Death Valley, but it's got a warm spring pool and showers. And so when we camp, we pay for the shower pool pass and you get the key card to get into the pool, and it is wonderful. Some acrylic paint. And then I'm just gonna drag it on the page. Whoops, helps if I hold the top. And wrinkles are fine too. I like my glass top surface for my desk because if I make a mess, it washes up really quite quickly. Put some random pieces on, and even if my paint's not dry, I'm just going for it. I like bright colors. If you couldn't tell, again, no rules, so if I want to use two washi when I draw the word washi, I'm going to. I'm such a rebel. Hardly. If you know me, it's really stretching me to do that. I hang with the right crowd that strongly encourages me to have more creative freedoms. You got to go with people who have the strengths where you have weaknesses, right? And sharing some of my strengths in return. Oh, I like that book page washi. I like it better kind of torn up like this, where you don't try and read it. It's kind of weird to read. Okay, Time of Truth for my ink pad. See how it's doing. Oh, that's looking good. I love that people reminded us that masterboards get ripped up and cut up, and so if you see something that doesn't look random enough to you, it's okay, because most likely you're not going to see those two pieces still on the same. Very few people are going to use this piece whole. Okay, well, that was really quick. Oh, mark making. I still have one more thing. Well, I'm liking that. Bring it up a little closer so you can see, and hopefully the light is okay in here. You know what would be really fun is to add a little more acrylic paint now on the top and maybe do some splatters. Let me grab some of my white acrylic paint. Okay, I just grabbed a paper plate. I have a little water here. See if we can get this to splatter. I'm gonna go just a little more paint. So I get the right consistency. See, old old product. It's pretty thick. It's been sitting around a while. Just keep adding a little more water until we'll give it another little test flick here. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Awesome. Okay, now let's try it with some gold. I need paper towels. Just wiping off my brush real quick, and I'll do a little of the gold, and then I think I'll call it for this one, and we'll move on to the next one. I have some Craftsman multi-surface premium acrylic metallic. So let's do our same kind of water technique here. I don't play with paint and paper very often anymore. For several years, I taught a Bible drawing class and did a lot with paint. So it was kind of fun. This has been a good catalyst to get it out, find out what is dried up and needs to go in the trash, and just have a little messy play again. I don't do that nearly enough, though I think my granddaughter is going to be entering into the messy play phase pretty soon. She's just starting to like Play-Doh. So paint's coming next. But painting with a 2-year-old is a real adventure. So we're just going to go for it. Here's the finished masterboard. And this is basically like tissue paper. So now when I want to do tags and I want to use something with these colors, I can rip it and just use a little matte medium or some liquid gesso, kind of some of the smooth kind, and get it onto tags or pockets. Right off the bat here, I have some wallpaper that is from the 1940s that I keep on my desk, and the colors in that it just kind of speaks to me. All of a sudden I just looked up and saw that, and wow, that's pretty cool. So that might be kind of fun to use with those at some point. But one inspiration inspires another, right? Okay, let's go on to the next one. I'm going to clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, on to masterboard number 2. I cut the part off that had the metal file hangy things, whatever the technical term for those are, off. And so I'm going to just spread this out this way. I cut out some things from the newspaper, all those little meat ads, and also some random things like this was the price of the paper, the stock market, a weather report, a little weather map, and then an ad for some acoustic ceiling tiles and a federal savings. This was all part of that lumberyard acoustic tile thing. So let's get a glue stick and let's get some of these down on the page in somewhat random order. Now, you could layer yours or you could have them touching. I just left a little space between because they're kind of small. And I like the green to show a little bit. And then next, I thought what we could do, well, let's see what other colors these girls might have on them. They're just all red, that's fine too. But like, see, she's got some blue on her. Any other colors in here? Let's see. She's got black, but I don't know that there's any other black. She has some yellow. She has a little blue. We've got some yellow. We have some red, white, and blue. There's some blue. Do some of the red roses. So the flowers are going to go first, and then we'll put our little girls on. And basically what I want to do is I want the flowers to overlap a couple things, and then when they get cut apart, they'll be on the edge. Does that make sense? She looks like a future meteorologist. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, okay, let's just do some cutting with the scissors, and then I can even it up if it's too crooked, because I want to get the different ads apart by cutting in the green strip between them. I don't really like how far up that's sticking, so I think I'm just going to move it down and trim this. If you don't like where it ended up, you can pull it off. There are no rules. It is kind of fun. Some of the randomness just really does end up working out great. And I think the thing I like best about watching masterboard videos is when people cut them up and you see what the finished product's going to be. Now, I usually store mine in a book and don't cut them up, but I don't cut them up till I'm going to use them, I mean. Well, turns out not too crazy about that, so we can get rid of it. Okay, so now when I go to use these, if I want to add a sentiment or some other embellishment, I do use a lot of like sewing ephemera and things. So I could put some buttons up here, something to give kind of a triangle, but I think I'm pretty happy with how these turned out for just little things to tuck in, maybe back it with some lighter paper, but the backs are actually more of a light brown than the dark green side, so I think you could actually write on there if you wanted to. A little lace or a little bit of ribbon. I really like how that one turned out. That one too. And she's just like, I'm out of here. Anyway, well, that was number 2. So stick around for number 3, and hopefully you're not too bored with me yet. Okay, last one. We have our book page. I have my hand-torn strawberries, which I tore out of the grocery sack that I showed you at the beginning. And I have my book page with text, both from the sewing book and just some novel pieces. And let's see. Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to cover these. And what I want to do is use the text on one side and try and use some of the blank pages or blank areas on the pages for the back. And I'm going to probably show you a little as I get started, and then I'm just going to turn off the camera, finish it up, and then I'll come back. Because I think most of you have seen people glue pieces of book text down to a page. So I will spare you that. And I am going to glue over the seams and kind of make this one big piece. So I'm starting with those pieces first. All right, here's the back side with the plain, and then here is how the front side turned out. And I think now we're going to put some of the fabric on, and I think I'm going to do a combination of tearing some strips and doing some pinking shear. This, I'm laughing because this is actually a skirt. Like, it's sewn and has a waistband and could be cinched to make a skirt. I don't think it would fit me. But somebody was working on it when they tossed it to the thrift store, I think. So I hope during the process of watching this video, you've thought about some other mediums or paper types that I forgot, or what's a substrate that you use that I didn't think about. That didn't look right. It didn't look square. Oh well. Only you and I know. Okay, now I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for these. I've been making the glue do its work. I think I may sew around these, and so it really helps to have just the lightweight glue stick when you go to sew. And the Fabri-Tac's pretty thin too. If I spread it, you know. And then it should tear on the bias a straight line, technically. So now I'm gonna do another one just an inch or so over. Then I can have some that's kind of frayed on the edge and some that has the pinking. And I'm sure I'm going to use more of that fabric in the actual journals. All the strings. Strings and things. Okay. So let's just put some of this across. And then we can cut it when we, you know, cut right through it when we cut apart to make journaling cards or whatever we use this for. It was fun to see some people doing fabric masterboards. Yeah, I think we kind of get intimidated sometimes. Some of us get intimidated by the words mixed media, but we mix stuff all the time and don't even realize we're doing it. Okay, one more little strawberry. We're going to put you right up there. Now, we need to do something with our stencil. Kind of think it needs to be colored. Let me get that plate again. Let's audition some green. I have the bright green. So when I add it to white, it would be much lighter. So maybe I want to do the dark. And I'm just going to add just a touch of this if I can, if there's any in there. It sounds like there's some. Just to tint my modeling paste. Now let me read. Is this clear? Semi-opaque. So yeah, it's going to come out pretty clear. So maybe we do want a little bit of the brighter green in there. That looks pretty good. Like the green and the strawberries. Really have to make sure that this is flat on there, and I've got this little piece of fabric sticking up. Okay. Let's do this section right here. I'm just scraping it across the holes. Don't want to push it under, just tell you can see that the holes are full. I like that. That makes me really happy. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't get overzealous. Just keep going with this. A nice, smooth, small amount. And just keep working it across and into the holes. Giving myself a pep talk as I go. I got a little on the table. Again, that glass top, I love it. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love with that. Okay, I'm going to keep going across here. Now I just have to be careful not to set my stencil in the part I already did. And it's actually looking great even on the fabric. And I'm just going to have to be really patient and let this dry. I don't remember if it takes 24 hours. I am so grateful for the collaborations. Can I just say, like, thank you. Thank you to all of you who do collaborations and invite us along. Because without the collaborations that I did in February and now here in March, I would probably not have stopped everything else I'm doing and created. You know, when you move and there's so much to do, and my instinct is to take care of my family, and I mean, that's all well and good, but I can take care of my family better after I have some fun crafting. So thank you to Hazel for this collaboration, and thank you to those of you who have participated in the ones I've done. We have, you know, Christmas in July will be here before we know it, and signups are in May. Oh, I'm in love with this green. With this green. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, we're gonna try it. We have just a little bit of modeling paste here left. So, oops, I just put my finger in it. Okay, gotta make sure that fabric's gonna lay down. I'm gonna push this way so that hopefully it will. Wow, okay. I think I'm gonna let it dry and then I'll glue that fabric down better. Oh, I got one of the circles. Oh well, I'll let it dry. It just looks like another leaf right now. Okay, I have to go wash my stencil. So I'll leave you once again, and then I'll come back and we will put some of our strawberries on that I picked just for you. Okay, our last thing, putting our little strawberries on. Right? I got all the things. Torn images, stencil, fabric, book page, and book page with print. Yeah. So what do you think about this? Do you like going with something random for the fun of it? Or do you like picking for yourself? I think this was kind of fun. I mean, I essentially was able to pick things within the suggestions that will work for me for things I'm working on in the future. So it wasn't completely random. But I do think either random picking or maybe just going down the list and trying different options would be kind of fun. If you don't want a random pick, then see how many different combinations of the things on the list you can come up with. I love this shopping bag. I got it last spring and I've been hoarding it. And then it was in with my strawberry stuff. And I was like, oh, torn paper. That would be really fun to tear. And it actually kind of made the paper bag pieces a little softer, you know, as I was tearing it, because I was mushing it with my fingers. It's a technical art term, by the way, mushing. I just have to say, I learned something from so many of you. Everybody really brought their best, even those who really felt like maybe this isn't their sport, so to speak, but then they showed what they did. I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. That's amazing. So just know you're amazing. All of you who step out and create something and have fun with it. And if you haven't tried yet, I'm serious, keep that hashtag alive. We can keep on having Masterboard Madness forever if we want. Like, where else do I want one? I kind of want one here and I kind of want one there, but I can't have both, can I? Well, yeah, I can, because I can go find the rest of the bag. I don't think I ripped them all. Because I also kind of need one here, I feel like, or somewhere like right here. Yeah, I think I could do two more. Hold on. Okay, I never break the fabric rule with the pinking shears. You know, cutting paper with your fabric scissors. But I am going to... Uh-oh, don't drop your stuff in the paint. Only you and I will know, right? When I complaining about can't cut the fabric with my pinking shears next time, you'll say, I know why. Yeah, I kind of like that too. Okay, but did I cheat because I didn't rip it? The things you wonder. Okay, I'm gonna drop this one right in the middle. And then one up here. That was a fun little last twist. Okay, I'll come back with some final products. Thanks for joining me today. This was really fun. And thank you, Hazel, for putting me at the end so that I'd have time to get this accomplished in all my crazy life change. And I'm so happy that each of you participated, and please check out the playlist on Hazel's channel, and I'll be back in a second and say my final goodbyes. All right, my modeling paste is all dry, and I know some people like to cut these blind, which I have done in the past, but I think I want to plan this out a little bit. So I'm gonna just kind of start here. I don't know if this cutter will go through the fabric, so I've got scissors at hand in case I need them. I probably should use a guillotine chopper, but oh look, it did. It went right through there. But I don't have it at hand. I think it's still packed. So I cut this 5 inches wide, and I want to do at least 3 journaling cards out of this. So, oh yeah, let's double check how tall this is. It's just over 10 inches. A couple 3-inch tags, and then one can be 4. Let's try that. Maybe I'll do this one 4. How about 3.5? Then I missed that fabric. Oh boy. So that's cute. Oh, that little piece came off. Oh well. And this one, I think these are my favorites of what I've done so far. I didn't do anything on this part because I thought maybe I would want to add some kind of sewing, or maybe like an image of strawberry shortcake or something. My journals aren't going to necessarily be specifically strawberry shortcake, but she probably will show up in some of them. Let's do 2 tall tags on this end. Oops, I'm gonna have to turn it upside down. Yeah, it's probably killing my blade. That's okay. I can replace it, but I'm not gonna replace it now. Let's see, 5 inches would be halfway for a couple just different sizes. So those are 3 by 5. Not exact, but close enough. Let's see, how much do we have left here? I think this is going to be 2 3.5s. Or I could do a 3 and a 4. So that I have this space to put something else on. I think I'm going to do a tall tag. Let's go with 3.5. That seems almost like a belly band. Maybe we go a little narrower. I don't know. I'm second guessing myself. So then it can go in there. I could put a zipper down here or another picture here. Now we are at 8-ish by 7-ish. So 3.5 by 4 would probably be good. 4 this way. 3.5 this way. So there'll be some little square. Whoops. So thick it doesn't want to cut through there. Thank you so much for coming along today. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I'm going to do a quick flip through of these again. I did a little more trimming just to get them a little more square than I did with my scissors. I hope this was helpful to you today and fun to watch. I had fun making the video. My camera's having trouble focusing. I had fun making the video. Thank you again to Hazel, the queen of Masterboards. And last but not least, if you go to each of the channels that participated in the collaboration, if you subscribe to each of them, like their video, and comment on their video, you will be entered into a drawing. Hazel will be giving away something fabulous, I'm sure. So that's your parting assignment is to go find the playlist in my description box. Check out all those channels. I think I'm second to last day. She's gonna finish up tomorrow. So I'm sure she'll give you a few days to, I hope she'll give you a few days. I don't know, I like it. This one works everywhere you turn it. To watch all those videos and get your comments in. All right, take care, everyone. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.